So hey guys, welcome to the channel Safety Talks with Gaurav, and this is me Gaurav. So in this video we are discussing work at height and what is the minimum height for working at height and the common hazards when working at height. Many of the hazards which arise have these causes, and also we are discussing cause the following hazard, and we are discussing the general principles of safety when working at height. So these are the topics that we are discussing in this video. So without wasting any time, let's get start the video. So first question that is raising in your mind: work at height. What is work at height? So I tell you, work at height means work in any place where if there were no precautions in place, a person could fall a distance liable to cause personal injury. For example, a fall through a fragile roof, down an unprotected lift shaft, stair walls, etc. Okay, so this is the work at height. This is called work at height. Okay, so now the second one is, what is the minimum height for working at height? So the minimum height for working at height is any work at a height of 1.8 meter or more than the ground level floor. It is considered in the work at height working format. Okay, so now next move on to the our next topic, that is the common hazards when working at height. Like the what are the basic common hazards are happening during and while we performing the working at height. So okay, so the first is poor conceptual design of the permanent work, so as you see in the pictures, and the second one is the poor structural design. This is also in the picture that is showing in your screen. So the third point is poor functional design. Third is inadequate planning and provision for weather, structural elements incorrectly erected or installed, poor or perhaps no workplace design, signaling systems, manual, mechanical, electronics malfunction, or misuse elements and equipment not used as designed or planned. And the next one is unprotected edges and openings, that you also seen in the photos that are showing in the screen. And the last second one is loads insecurely attached, and the last one is release of pressure, concrete pumps, like the concrete pumps that are using while the work at height, while we are working at height. So the releasing of pressure is also a basic phenomena or basic initial stage, or you can say the common hazards when working at height. So okay, so now let's move on to the other topic, like the many of the hazards which arise have these causes. Like what are the causes that arise the hazard? So these are some few points that I took. The first one is poor mechanical design, not properly designed for the stated purpose, or poor workplace design, signaling systems, manual, mechanical, electronic malfunction. Okay, and the fourth is misuse, insecurely attached. Okay, or the release of pressure, concrete pumps, as we discussed recently. And the last one is poor maintenance. Okay, so breaks or emits noxious gases. Okay, so these are the causes of many hazards which are arising in work at height while we are performing work at height. Okay, so these are causes of the following hazards, and in the picture as you shown the 10 most common hazard in the workplace that is occurring. So the first one is hazardous chemical, ladders, scaffolding, vehicle accident, respiratory hazards, electrical wiring, machinery malfunction, falling objects, slippery wet floors, poor housekeeping. So these are the 10 most common hazards in the workplace, any workplace. These are the 10 most common hazards. Okay, now we discuss about the causes of the following hazards. So the main causes that I put in this video, this is the first one is workers put in dangerous positions. So the workers that they are working in the premises, they put dangerous positions. So this is the first cause of hazard. And the second is workers handling very heavy or awkward loads causing falls or injury. Like the workers that they are working are having very heavy and awkward loads, and this cause of falls or injury. Okay, the third is falls due to collapse of partially built permanent works. Workers crushed by falling or otherwise moving elements or equipment, falling machinery or parts of machinery, falling loads, crushing due to impact of moving or toppling plant and equipment, impact from release of pressure, falls caused by swinging loads, plants and equipments, limb or bodies caught in parts of the permanent work or machinery, psychological damage through exposure to weather, okay, or the poor agronomics. Okay, so these are the main causes of hazards while we are performing work at height. Okay, so now move on to the next slide. Like the I noted here the some other hazards. So these are of course just some of the main hazards. There are many more which are specific to particular projects. Each project must be assessed specifically and all hazards taken into account. Okay, so now move on to the next one. Is the next is the general principles of safety when working at height. Like what are the general principles that we are following related to and regarding to the safety when we are working at height. So there are two principles. Like first is fall of materials and the second one is openings. So in the fall of materials, preventive measures should be taken against the fall of workers and tools or other objects of material. Like the workers are work at height, so they are taking some tools and they are taking some other machineries that is used when we are working at work at height. So the preventive measures that provided by the standards we should follow and take against fall of workers and tools or other objects or material. These are the fall of material. Okay, the second one is openings. So all openings through which workers are eligible or eligible to fall should be kept effectively covered or fenced and indicate in the most appropriate manner. Like the openings, like the when we are working at height, there are some few openings where the chances of falling is increased where while we are not covering the these openings. So this is the basic principle or the general principle. Like openings, all openings through which workers are liable to fall should be kept effectively covered or fenced and indicated in the most appropriate manner. So okay, so guys, this is the video on work at height. I hope you gain some knowledge from this video. If you gain some knowledge from this video, then share with your friends and subscribe Safety Talks with Gaurav for more interesting knowledge and the factful knowledge about the safety field and the fire technology and safety engineering field. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it.